What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sector for Nerds. I'm Ryan Brower, and today I'm here to give you guys my list for the top 10 worst Star Wars characters. Now, for the record, these are characters that I personally don't like, so it's just my opinion. I'd also like to point out that I do not dislike any of these characters based on the actors or actresses playing them. These are simply characters that I was never really invested in, or characters that just annoyed me. And for everyone who's looking to see Jar Jar on this list, then I would stop watching right now, because spoilers, he's not on this list. When I watched The Phantom Menace for the first time at 6 years old, I thought Jar Jar was hilarious, and in my opinion, that's never changed. Before we begin, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, let me know in the comments below who your least favorite Star Wars characters are and why. However, I ask that you be respectful about it. So without further ado, you guys ready for this? Here we go, starting us off at number 10, Supreme Leader Snoke. I might be one of the only people who thought Snoke was going to be a nobody. What I mean is this: everyone had their own Snoke theories, right? Oh, it's Ezra, or it's Plagueis. Some of the theories were crazy. I said from the very beginning that he was going to be a new character. Not only did I hate being right in this scenario, but he also turned out to be one of the most pointless characters in the whole trilogy. I tried so hard to like Snoke, but Rian Johnson and company did everything in their power to make me not like him. However, I admit he has some of the best bits of dialogue in that movie.
When I found you, I saw what all masters live to see. Raw, untamed power. And beyond that, something truly special. The potential of your bloodline. A new Vader. You were unbalanced. Bested by a girl who had never held a lightsaber. You failed!
At number 9, Lot Dodd, a Trade Federation senator in the Clone Wars animated series who made Senate episodes in that show even more frustrating. How obvious is it that the Trade Federation is aligned with the Separatists? They both use battle droids on a constant basis. Newt Gunray was standing with Count Dooku at the Geonosis arena when there had to have been at least one Jedi to see that. Like, come on. It's the same thing with Wat Tambor. He claims to be neutral, yet he was leading the Separatists at the Battle of Ryloth. Like, come on, people. I feel like for my 9 slot, I should have put all the Separatist leaders. Wait, hold on a second. Since this is my list, I can technically do that. Yep, I'm changing my pick. It's not just Lot Dodd. It's every single Separatist leader besides Dooku and Grievous, because at least those two characters are consistent. Sorry, Separatist leaders, but you all suck. At number 8, Dryden Vos. I'm warning everyone right now that this isn't the only character from Solo that's on this list, as personally it's my least favorite Star Wars movie. Everyone gives crap about The Last Jedi, and you know what, rightfully so, as I kinda do as well. But the difference between the two movies is at least I can bear watching The Last Jedi. I try watching Solo, and every time I do, it's just harder and harder. It's not the Star Wars movie for me. Dryden, for me, was an awful main villain. No disrespect to Paul Bettany, who is an amazing actor, and I'm a huge fan of his characters in other movies that he's in. I'm just not a fan of this Dryden character. However, I admit, I did go crazy when he had that cameo in Clone Wars Season 7. Everyone talks about Anakin creepily stalking Padme in Attack of the Clones, which may be true, but I don't think it's as creepy as this.
Dryden Vos, I see you've already met my top lieutenant.
At number 7, L3, a character who gave Lando Calrissian, one of the most beloved characters in the whole franchise, may I point out, an awful character revamp. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't hate pansexual characters. What I do hate is taking a character who was known for being a charming ladies' man and just shitting over all that in Solo. In all honesty, if not for ruining Lando a bit, I'd actually like L3, but because she did, she's on the list. At number 6, Qi'ra, another character that just didn't do it for me in Solo. I get everyone doesn't just have one crush or relationship in their lifetime, but seeing Han with another girl besides Leia was just weird. Another thing I'm worried about is the future for this character if they make a Solo 2, or a series of some kind. I don't like the idea idea of her teaming up with Maul, even though I did enjoy seeing him show up on screen voiced by Sam Witwer. I don't like the idea of Qi'ra potentially being force sensitive because 1, it means she has to have more importance, which I don't want, and 2, it undermines when Maul tells Ezra we can walk this path together as friends, as brothers, because to me it all made sense why he wanted Ezra to join him so much. He didn't want to just find a new apprentice, he wanted to fill a missing void in his life that was left by Savage dying. So does that mean Maul would look at Qi'ra as a sister? I mean, even so, it's not the same as two brothers. At number 5, Rush Clovis. Don't even get me started on this motherfucker. That episode in Season 2 is probably the worst Clone Wars episode ever made. I'd prefer watching the Void episode than that one. And then he came back for 3 episodes in the Lost Missions, which to me is very insulting considering we could have gotten a follow-up on what was going on with Ahsoka or Maul. Now I get why these episodes were released, because they were already filmed and Dave didn't want to just throw them away. I get that. Still doesn't change my opinion on those episodes. The only good moment in that arc is when Anakin kicks the crap out of Clovis. Oh, and fuck you Disney for canceling Clone Wars. I say it all the time in my videos, but as much as I love Disney for what they're doing with Star Wars, I will always hold it against them for canceling Clone Wars. At number 4, Governor Arihnda Pryce. Talk about an Imperial bitch. In the first season or 2 of Rebels, her character is only named, but in Season 3, we get a face to go with the name. She kinda just spends most of the time as Thrawn's lapdog, and every time Thrawn asks her to deal with missions on her own, she always fails. She failed to catch Mon Mothma, she failed to stop the rebels from escaping Atollon, but most importantly, she destroyed Thrawn's TIE Defender factory by blowing up all the fuel. Governor Pryce single-handedly made sure that the Empire couldn't win the war. They could have won had the Empire mass-produced those TIE Defenders, since the Rebellion wouldn't stand a chance against even a squadron of those things, but nope, since Pryce is a an idiot, that didn't happen. Along with the factory went Jedi Knight Kanan Jarrus. Rest in peace, brother. You are one with the Force now. At number 3, Rose Tico. Alright, before I get into why I don't like this character, let me say this. To everyone who caused Kelly Marie Tran to leave social media, I say fuck you. Kelly Marie Tran did not deserve any hate of any kind. If you're going to direct hate at anyone, even though I do not encourage it, would be at the executives and the people who made the character the way she is. Kelly Marie Tran did an excellent job portraying the character that was given to her. And personally, I don't hate Rose the character. What I hate is the way she was presented to us in The Last Jedi and the storyline she was a part of. Finn and Rose going to Canto Bight completely ruined the pace of Last Jedi. When it happened, it felt like the storyline just curved off the track, and where it went to me just didn't make any sense. I also think Rose robbed Finn of a hero's moment at the end of the movie. Finn spent 2 movies running from the fight, and now he's actually willing to not only fight, but die for the Resistance, and Rose took that moment from him. Cause let's be real, Finn didn't do much in The Rise of Skywalker other than show us he's Force sensitive. At number 2, Vice Admiral Holdo. For everyone who bitches about Rose's character, I have to say Holdo is much worse. A character who should have never been in the movie. You literally had a legendary rebellion leader on that ship who could have had a legendary moment in Admiral Akbar, but instead, you kill him off in the worst way possible. You would have had Akbar ramming the ship into Snoke's ship, it would have been a lot cooler and a lot more emotional. At number 1, Grand Moff Tarkin. Now before everyone starts to go crazy, let me explain. I don't hate the character based off of performance because Peter Cushing is an absolute legend and did a phenomenal job playing the character. Also, shout out to Steven Stanton for voicing him in Clone Wars Rebels and soon to be Bad Batch series as well. The reason I hate his character is because to me, he reminds me of the jerks you deal with at school or work who always think they know it all and think they're right about everything. I think we can all relate to that in some way. The character has always been portrayed brilliantly, but because I relate him to real life, it's a character that I struggle to say, oh, he's cool. He's a bad guy, which means you're not supposed to like him anyway. And George Lucas was always about relating things to real life, so I think he scripted Tarkin that way to make us hate him. So there you have it, guys. That's my list for the top 10 worst Star Wars characters. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share this video around as it really helps support the channel. Let me know in the comments below who who your least favorite Star Wars characters are, and I will see you guys soon.